Breaking news right here at 5 o'clock. Prosecutors have asked the U.S. Supreme Court to review the ruling that overturned Bill Cosby's conviction. They argued in a petition that a decision announced in a press release doesn't give a defendant lifetime immunity. They also complained that the chief judge of the Pennsylvania High Court misstated key facts of the case in a TV interview. Cosby's accused of drugging and sexually assaulting numerous women over the years. Now, Cosby's team fired back, saying in part the Montgomery County DA asks the United States Supreme Court to throw the Constitution out the window, as it did to satisfy the #MeToo mob. There is no merit to the DA's request, which centers on the unique facts of the Cosby case and has no impact on important federal questions of law.
People look back at this non-prosecution agreement that you made with Bill Cosby. So I want to ask you, as you kind of think about this non-prosecution agreement again, do you have any regrets about not just the non-prosecution agreement, but it also wasn't put in writing? It wasn't disclosed that in exchange for this deposition, there was going to be a non-prosecution agreement specifically. I know hindsight is 2020. How do you feel about the decisions that you made?
Well, I made the correct decisions at the time, and they still hold up today. I mean, I put in writing that he wasn't going to be prosecuted. As a direct result of that not being prosecuted, he loses his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination automatically. So there doesn't have to be any agreement with him. It's simply, you're not going to get prosecuted. Now you must sit for a deposition and you must answer questions without claiming Fifth Amendment privilege. So the part that I had to do, which was make a decision that I thought was binding on the Commonwealth, I made, and I made that in writing. If further evidence is necessary, that would have been up to Cosby's people to do, not to me.
And I know that it's a different time right now, but in light of the whole sort of Me Too movement, there's been a lot of pushback when it comes to things like non-disclosure agreements. And what had happened here was the deposition was sealed. Once it was unsealed, we saw that though he admitted to purchasing Quaaludes for women that he wanted to have sex with, he never actually admitted to any particular crime. Do you think for the trade-off that you made, you got enough from Bill Cosby?
Well, you have to look at it from the perspective of 2005 and compare the evidence then to the evidence now. The case hasn't gotten any better since I had it in 2005. There wasn't enough evidence to win the case. In fact, the prosecutors couldn't win the case with the deposition and with one other alleged victim the first time. And the Supreme Court made it clear that it wasn't going to allow all those other potential victims to testify. So what does the prosecution have today that it didn't have, that I didn't have? And that's the deposition evidence. So they needed that in order to arrest and convict him. So they wouldn't have that had I not agreed to to forego prosecuting him, because that's what was the trigger for forcing him to testify. So they would have been right back to where I was in 2005 without enough evidence to win the case. So I thought getting some measure of punishment for Cosby was better than getting no measure of punishment for Cosby.